Chapter 25 Fleecing Global. Leaks seized the opportunity. Wang Jingyan slapped him lightly. Just wait to count the money. Luo Zuan chuckled. You're right, Gojuan is a isn't. Wang Jingyan smiled. Then let's bet 150,000 yuans. The two immediately placed a 150,000 yuan bet on France. Director Zhang Zhen felt a bit uncertain. He hadn't even finished drafting the plan to boost viewership when he turned around and saw Chen Yuan predicting France would win again. Last time, he'd made over 1 million yuan. There was no reason not to follow the bet this time. Zhang Zhen gritted his teeth and took out all the money he had on hand. 2 million yuans. If he bet 2 million on France and won again, he must push Chen Yuan, this investment prodigy, to become the top star of their Life Swap Challenge show. Making him a top star would definitely further enhance the influence of their program. It was just the director. Almost everyone at the TV station bet on Chen Yuan's prediction. France. They had all watched Chen Yuan's funds skyrocket these days, witnessing him go from 0 to over 10 million yuan, a record never seen before. If this kind of achievement could be applied for a Guinness World Record, they would definitely coordinate with Guinness to verify it. Everyone stop hesitating. Wasn't last time a lesson? Only Zhao Liu and Lao Li among us bet on Croatia. We can TMIS is such a good opportunity this time. We ray not hesitating about which team to bet on. We ray hesitating about how much money to put in. It was true everyone's financial situation was different, so reaching an unanimous decision was almost impossible. I'm betting 190,000 yuans on France. That's my limit. With that, he immediately used all the money in his account to bet on France. The others were also unwilling to fall behind and successively wagered their available funds on France. Football betting was different from stock trading. It was a global market, so there was no need to worry about payout issues. How much you trusted Chen Yuan's judgment determined how much you could support him. Both profits and losses were proportional. After betting on France, Chen Yuan remained as relaxed as ever. He ordered takeout, ate and then fell asleep on the sofa. Meanwhile, the live stream chat was in chaos. Stop hesitating, damn it. Hurry up and bet. Don't trust Chen Yuan? He's a total scumbag. I Quantu Zhang San would rather work as a laborer for the rest of my life than believe him again. Anyone who wants to join our group? We bash Chen Yuan 24/7. Idiots. God Yuan has proven his ability with actions, and you fools are still bashing him. Go to hell. God Yuan. I've bet all my savings on France. I trust you. You will definitely help me double my net worth. I'm betting that God Yuan is unstoppable. God Yuan, God Yuan. I want to have a baby with you. Girl, just now God Yuan is still a minor. Having a baby with him would be illegal. Why not have one with me? I promise I'm an adult. Go to hell. I'm your dad. The number of viewers in the live stream kept climbing. By 5 p.m., the number of online viewers had reached 3.2 million, matching the peak viewership of a single Live stream during Life Swap Challenge glory days. Zhang Zhen's mouth was grinning from ear to ear, making money while watching his TV station's ratings and online traffic keep rising. One word: awesome. He had to finalize the promotion plan as soon as possible. Chen Yuan, this star, was definitely going to shine brightly. The door opened, and Chen Donglai walked into the house with his school bag. He threw the bag onto the sofa, his face excited without a trace of tiredness from a day of studying. Son, get up quickly. Chen Donglai slapped Chen Yuan's leg hard. Chen Yuan opened his eyes and looked at his father. You're back? I'm back. Croatia really won yesterday. Even though he'd gone to school, he'd heard many people talking about Croatia's last-minute comeback along the way and picked up a lot of news. Although he supported England, England's loss meant his son had kept his money intact. When it came to money, his support for England became fragile. That's why Chen Donglai was so excited when he got home. Yeah, Croatia won. Chen Yuan had thought his father had something important to say. Turns out it was just this trivial matter. He yawned and patted his mouth. Son, you not only kept the money you bet, but also made a big profit, right? He had indeed made a profit. Yeah, not a huge profit, just around 1,000. In fact, Chen Yuan was talking about 10 million yuans, but his father thought he meant 1,000 yuans. For a participant in this show, 1,000 yuans could still do a lot of things. It was better than nothing. That's good. There's another match between France and Belgium tonight. Who are you going to bet on this time? Chen Yuan yawned. France. Chen Donglai slapped his thigh. That's the way to go. France is really strong too. His eyes turned. Son, how much are you going to bet on France this time? Chen Yuan stood up and stretched his limbs. A bit over 1,000. I'll make a less thirsty. A bit over 1,000. That's already a lot. Chen Donglai was very easily satisfied. A bit over 1,000 yuan was enough for the two of them to spend. The doorbell rang. You clean up the table, let's have dinner. Chen Donglai stood up muttering, this bratty vendor-rested Dordan wed. The viewers in the live stream were laughing like crazy. Ha ha. God, Yuan Stad must think he's talking about 1,000 yuans. This is hilarious. A bit over 1,000. That's already a lot. God, Yuan Stad is definitely the comedy relief here. God, Yuan Stad is so cute. I heard he's divorced. Does that mean he have a chance? What chance? He's already swamped with studying every day. Do you really think he has time to date you? Chen Donglai stared in a daze at the dinner on the table. Big lobsters, king crabs, and a bottle of champagne. The delivery guy was clearly exhausted. Chen Yuan was asking why he directly gave him a 100 yuan red envelope. Brother, you've worked hard. This is your tip. The delivery guy was stunned. In his career delivering food, he'd received tips before, usually 1 or 2 yuans for helping buy cigarettes, and 3 or 5 yuans from generous customers. But a 100 yuan tip, he hesitated to take it, especially since the person Giving it was a teenager. Chen Yuan smiled and held up the money. It's okay, take it. The delivery guy looked at Chen Donglai. Sure lie. The adult in the house could make the call, especially for a 100 yuan tip. Unexpected lie. Chen Donglai's shirt was bleeding. Right now. What a good son. So generous. A 100 yuan tip. Wouldn't it be better to buy some meat with that money? Chen Yuan stuffed the money into the delivery guy. Shand, don't worry. I'll give you a 5-star rating later. You can go now, we're going to eat. With that said, the delivery guy accepted the money. He thanked Chen Yuan in a hoarse voice. After closing the door, Chen Yuan said to his father, "Don't just stand there, let's eat." But Chen Donglai stared blankly at the feast on the table. Chen Yuan picked up the champagne. According to the show's rules, as a student you can drink alcoholic beverages, but this bottle of champagne is non-alcoholic. Chen Donglai thought, "Am I hesitating about whether the champagne has alcohol? I'm hesitating about how much this table costs. The tip is one thing, it's only 100 yuan, but the cost of these ingredients is definitely not cheap. Son, with big lobsters, king crabs, and champagne. This must be expensive, right?" Chen Yuan popped the champagne open with a pop. "It's okay, only around 3,000 yuan, only 3,000 yuans. You only made a bit over 1,000 yuans yesterday, but now you're spending 3,000 yuans. Son, you're getting carried away." Chen Yuan pushed a glass of champagne to his father and said in confusion, "Am I? Son, we're on a show now. Thrift is the right way to go. How can you earn 1,000 yuans and spend 3,000? Chen Yuan smiled. He knew his father had misunderstood but had no intention of explaining, if nothing else. He was afraid his father wouldn't be able to handle the shock of 10 million yuans if his father decided to quit studying because of it. That would ruin the fun. We can earn more after spending. Don't worry about the money. Your real task now is to focus on improving your studies." Chen Donglai still felt this sounded very familiar. "Then, let's eat?" Chen Yuan shrugged. Chen Donglai wasted no time. He directly pulled off the crab leg with the big claw and handed it to Chen Yuan. "You eat this money." Was this a pun? Note, in Chinese, crab leg sounds similar to money. In some dialects or casual speech, Chen Yuan took it, used the scissors nearby to cut open the crab leg, dipped it in sauce, and took a bite. Not bad, tender and delicious. Definitely worth the money. Chen Donglai had never eaten such large king crabs and lobsters before, since they'd already been bought. The money couldn't be refunded, and they couldn't waste it, could they? He took a big bite of crab meat, his cheeks bulging, then took a big gulp of champagne. "Son, this lobster and king crab really taste good." Chen Donglai picked his teeth and burped after speaking. Chen Yuan smiled. "Do you like it? If you pass the next test, you can order abalone lobster or king crab, whatever you want." I promise. Passing the next test, that's too hard. Someone knocked on the door. Chen Yuan waved his hand. "Okay, your tutor Sheer, hurry up and let her in. Then go do your homework." Chen Donglai stood up, patted his round stomach, walked to the door, and opened it. It was Teacher Song. Teacher Song. His father had gone to study with the tutor, so Chen Yuan, the head of the family, naturally planned to watch a movie, read comments, and then go to bed. Play games? There weren't even any good games to play. What's the point? The responsibility of saving teenagers. Leisure time still falls on me. Chen Yuan stood up and walked into his room. After lying down on the bed, he casually opened his own live stream. Stream 1. The comment section was still lively, but the number of viewers had decreased compared to before. At 7:30 p.m., the number of online viewers was 100,700. He checked his fan count. It had soared to 500,000. His reputation points, which had been 15,000 earlier, had risen to 23,000 again. God Yuan is watching the live stream. He'll definitely notice me, his little fan. God Yuan, on behalf of 500,000 fans, I beg you to watch the World Cup with us tonight. You idiots. Li Zhu in Stream 3 is dancing to upbeat music. Isn't she better looking than this fool? Come to Stream 3, do you have any taste? Li Zhu in Stream 3 is versatile. She'll definitely be a big star in the future. If you don't make yourself known to her now, do you think she'll recognize you later? Are you out of your mind? You fools are here poaching viewers? This place is full of God Yuan's die-hard fans. Do you think you can lure them away? While the live stream was arguing, Chen Yuan, the main character, had already started watching a movie. Chen Yuan stretched lazily as he woke up from his sleep. He walked out of his room and found that his father had already gone to school. Chapter 26. Teased by a pretty young lady. After brushing his teeth and washing his face, he sat directly on the sofa. The results of yesterday's match should be out by now. He opened the live stream and glanced at the comments. God Yuan has awakened. So powerful and dominant. God Yuan is my idol. The faith I will always follow. Incredible. He's an investment genius who's never failed. From stocks to sports betting, he's utterly invincible. Croatia, France. God Yuan is like being aided by the gods. The person he admires most in this world is God Yuan. He's awesome as hell. Chen Yuan knew from the comments that the French team had won today. He had 16.6 million yuans before. Now the amount in his account had become 34.2 million yuans. His wealth was skyrocketing every single day. When Wang Jingyan woke up, she saw her husband Luo Zuan leaning over the bedside, staring fixedly at her. What are you doing this early in the morning? Wang Jingyan stretched lazily. We won. We won. He had watched football all night long and witnessed the French team easily crush Belgium to secure a spot in the final. The French team won. Wang Jingyan froze for a second, then suddenly broke into a smile. That's fantastic. They had invested 150,000 yuans, and with this win, it had instantly turned into 300,000 yuans. 300,000 yuans. It would take them 2 years to earn that much money. Honey, what did I tell you? God Yuan's current accuracy rate is 100%. Do you believe it now? I believe, of course I believe. In just 2 days, they had turned tens of thousands of yuan into 300,000 yuans. He even felt like enshrining Chen Yuan's photo as the god of wealth. Director Zhang Zhen also made a fortune. 2 million yuans had turned into 4 million yuans. Most importantly, the ratings of the show were still soaring. Chen Yuan really had some real skills, and Feng had even asked for leave from his company just to watch this World Cup semi-final. He had sat in front of the TV all night when the French team claimed victory, and Feng couldn't contain himself and shouted with excitement. His girlfriend was woken up by him again. "What's wrong with you this time? Don't tell me you won again?" And Feng stepped forward and kissed her hard. We won, baby. Now we can not only buy a house but also a car. The rest can be used as your betrothal gift." Ha ha ha. His girlfriend perked up immediately. "Did we really win? How much did we win this time?" And Feng grinned and held up one finger. 100,000 yuans. And Feng shook his head. 1 million yuans. And Feng nodded heavily. "Yes, that's right. 1 million yuans. Winning 1 million yuans. Plus the principal from before. That made 2 million yuans in total. 2 million yuans. His girlfriend pounced on him all at once. "Honey." The fans from last night were extremely excited. The French team had won the match. That would mean they successfully harvested a batch of world-class leaks, that is, exploited a large number of people on a global scale. Under Chen Yuan's lead, the proportion of people in China betting on the French team's victory had increased significantly, causing the original odds of 2.4 to drop to 2. Even so, it was enough to make the Chinese gambling companies suffer a great loss. When the data was sent back to the gambling headquarters, after calculations by professionals, they had lost 3 billion yuans in the Chinese market this time. Of course, with odds to support them, gambling companies always made money in the end. Besides, for their market scale of over 100 billion yuans, a sum of more than 2 billion yuans was not that big. However, such a lopsided outcome in terms of wins had never happened in any other country before. It could be said that this time, the Chinese market had really dealt a heavy blow to the whole world in sports betting. Now the number of followers on Chen Yuan's account had reached 600,000, and his reputation value had risen from 15,000 yesterday to 18,000 again. With sufficient reputation points, it was time to continue boosting his earnings. Do you want to consume 1,000 reputation points? Yes. Please confirm the investment amount. He directly invested all 36.2 million yuans. Investment amount confirmed. 36,200,000 yuans. Generating investment returns. Basic return, 2. Investment critical hit, 2x. Investment return, 4. 2x was a bit too low. He decided to draw again. Generating investment returns. Basic return, 2. Investment critical hit, 3x. Investment return, 6. Still too low, draw again. Generating investment returns. Basic return, 2. Investment critical hit, 5x. Investment return, 1x. Chen Yuan hesitated for a moment, but still canceled the 1x return result. Draw again. His luck didn't seem very good today. Chen Yuan drew 10 times in a row before finally getting a barely acceptable investment critical hit, generating investment returns. Basic return, 0.2. Investment critical hit, 12x. Investment return, 2, for x. He still had 8,000 reputation points left. He couldn't let them go to waste. Chen Yuan made his selection. Current investment return, 2, for x. Matching investment plan. Matching successful. Boxing, unified championship match of the 4 major boxing organizations. Lopez versus Lomachenko. Please complete the bet on Lopez before to PM host. Boxing. Chen Yuan knew absolutely nothing about boxing, but if the system told him to bet on someone, it must be correct. Bet. Immediately, Chen Yuan logged on to an authoritative website and invested all 36.2 million yuans in Lopez. After completing the operation, Chen Yuan picked up his phone and showed it in front of the drone's camera again. As you all can see, I'm done with football betting and switching to boxing. Fans who are interested can follow my lead. Boxing had a very small audience in China, and even fewer people were proficient in it. The Lopez versus Lomachenko match was the most watched one this year. Among the 4 major organizations' championship belts, Lomachenko held 3, while Lopez only had 1 IBF belt. In terms of strength, Lomachenko, who had been famous for a long time, was undoubtedly the most watched boxer and also the one with the highest public support. His support rate was far higher than Lopez's. Although there were few people who understood boxing, it wasn't that there were none at all. Besides, with the internet being so developed, you could find out about the boxers with just a little research. I don't understand boxing, but I believe in God Yuan's ability. If he tells us to bet on someone, it must be right. I'm betting. Boxing is a sport that values skill even more, and since it doesn't require teamwork, individual skill is extremely important. Obviously, Lomachenko has more complete skills, more reasonable fight strategies in the past, and stronger physical strength and stamina. Chen Yuan is an outsider in this field. Everyone had better not believe him blindly. Stop talking nonsense. If you don't want to bet, get out. I'm a loyal fan of God Yuan. I'll bet on whatever he bets on. 100,000 yuans I'm betting on Lopez. There are still people who don't believe in God Yuan? Ha ha ha, you deserve to be poor. Anyway, I'm betting. Everyone must bet on formal, large-scale websites. I was scammed when I bet on football last time. Woo-woo. Bro, wouldn't it be better if we bet on football in a few days? Why do we have to switch to boxing? Yeah, many people don't understand boxing at all. This is just blind following. Chen Yuan glanced at the comments, then shouted at the drone this time. It's up to you. Those who believe in me can bet directly, and those who don't need to rant. It's all up to your own will. After saying that, he turned off his phone directly, stood up, and poured himself a glass of water. The people in the live stream were arguing fiercely again. Everyone don't believe him blindly. Chen Yuan really doesn't understand boxing. He's just misleading us. He's already bet 36 million yuans. Does he still need to mislead you for your Lusai 4,000 yuans? You really think highly of yourself. Fans, don't waste time arguing with these idiots. Let's just bet directly. While we're living in villas, Ray still struggling to make ends meet on the streets. Do you know why? It's because you keep missing good opportunities. Chen Yuan stretched lazily. Staying cooped up at home all day was really boring. He decided to go out for a walk. And by the way, buy a new phone to replace his dad's sold one. He also planned to buy a top-of-the-line computer. After changing his clothes, Chen Yuan walked out of the house. There were several mobile phone stores just a couple of blocks away. He picked one that looked nice and walked in. A saleswoman wearing a black uniform, with a tall figure, a ponytail, and black stockings walked over. When she saw that the customer was a teenager, the hope in her eyes was instant. Lie replaced by disappointment. A kid coming here was most like lie here to leech off the Wi-Fi and air conditioning. The saleswoman walked back to the counter, dejected lie. She had finally waited for a customer, and it turned out to be a child. Sigh, what bad luck I have. This month's performance assessment is definitely ruined. After walking in, Chen Yuan looked at the nearest counter, then shooted at the saleswoman who was turning to leave. Miss, pretty lady. The saleswoman turned around and instant. Lai thought the teenager was very cute. What's the matter, little brother? Little brother, Chen Yuan said with a hint of helplessness. I want to look at mobile phones. The saleswoman was stunned for a moment. Look at mobile phones? What kind of mobile phone would a kid like you want to look at? Little brother, this isn't a place for playing. If you want to use the Wi-Fi, go to the lounge area. There's air conditioning and a water dispenser there. And at noon, sister can even take you to eat steamed buns. The saleswoman thought the kid had a sweet mouth, so she happily promised to treat him to lunch. Chen Yuan patted his forehead. Miss, I really came here to buy a mobile phone. There was an tag on her chest that read, Xingxin, Ray still too young. Even if you want to buy a mobile phone, you need an adult from your family to come with you. Stop messing around and go play in the lounge area. As Xingxin spoke, she even pinched Chen Yuan's somewhat cute face. Why is she even touching me? Chen Yuan turned his head slightly. Miss, let's just talk. Can you not touch me? The live stream chat exploded with laughter at this scene. Ha ha ha, God Yuan is being teased. God Yuan is young, but he's so cute and handsome. He'll be a heartthrob when he grows up. His skin is so smooth and tender. Even this rough guy like me wants to touch it a little. Ha ha ha, she touched him. This is hilarious. Xingxin pulled her hand back, looked at Chen Yuan and said, You're so cute. Little brother, let sister touch your face one more time, and I'll buy you candy later. Chen Yuan's head was full of black lines. She's teasing me. I may look young, but my soul is mature. I can't stand this. No, I didn't like candy. It's not about the candy. The thing is, can you stop touching my face with your fair and slender fingers? The more Kizingson looked at him, the cuter she thought he was. All right, if you say no touching, then no touching. Coincidentally, I'm free right now, so I'll take you to the lounge area. Chen Yuan quickly waved his hand. No, I really came here to buy a mobile phone. Miss, let's talk about buying and selling instead. Chapter 27. Are teenagers all this generous? Buying and selling? Kizingson said, you're so young, but you sure use some fancy terms. I really can't sell you a phone like this. How about you call your family, and I'll confirm with them first? Call family. His dad was in class at school, and his mom, he didn't even have her contact information. How could he call the film crew? Right. His guardianship was temporary and trusted to the film crew. Calling them would solve the problem. Fine, I'll make the call right away. Chen Yuan dialed the film crew's number. Someone answered promptly. This is Chen Yuan. I want to buy a phone. Could you explain the situation to her? After speaking, he handed the phone to Kizingson. Kizingson took it, said a few words, then hung up. She looked at Chen Yuan with a suspicious gaze. Chen Yuan touched at his face. Why are you suddenly looking at me like that? Little brother, the person I just talked to said they staff from some big challenge reality show, and they mentioned you being live streamed right now. She spotted the drone hovering in an inconspicuous spot in the air. He really was being live streamed for a reality show. So he really did come to buy a phone. Kishinshin's interest was instantly piqued. Who would be thought this cute little brother was a child star? All right then, little brother, which phone do you want? I'll get it for you. Chen Yuan walked over to the glass counter. Is that the latest model? Bring it over for me to take a look. Kishinshin took the phone out of the counter. When she handed it to Chen Yuan, her finger brushed against his palm. Still teasing me. Chen Yuan was truly speechless. Could he really let a pretty lady keep teasing him like this? A thought crossed Chen Yuan's mind, and he said casually, "Oh, I'll have to go get it for later." Kizingson looked at him with wide, curious eyes. Why do you need an for all of a sudden when you fine? And for of missing you all night long? Kizingson froze for a second, then burst into a smile. You're so young, but you're quite the charmer. Little brother, you're not as innocent as you look. Not innocent. It's clearly you who started touching and teasing me first. Arguing with a woman obviously doesn't work. Chen Yuan then turned on the phone. The phone's performance was decent, but Chen Yuan pursued excellence. He placed the phone back on the glass counter. This one TDO. Introduce the best one you have to me. The best? Kishinshin thought for a moment. When I say best, that means it's also the most expensive. You know, Chen Yuan said boldly. Money isn't an issue. I just want the best one. He'd already had trouble with his old phone's poor performance over the past few days of investing. It would get hot and overheat. He was even afraid this Lucai old phone of his dad's would explode. Buying a good phone might not solve all his problems, but at the very least, it wouldn't overheat like this one. Do you want a domestic brand or an imported one? There were only 2 imported phone brands that could survive in the Chinese market. Chen Yuan still preferred domestic brands. Of course, buying a phone had nothing to do with patriotism or not. A domestic one. Qi Xin then took out a gradient colored phone from another counter. How about this one? It has a Porsche-inspired design, and both the processor and RAM are the top configurations available right now. Chen Yuan took the phone and examined it. It was indeed good. The feel and handling were top-notch. Truly expensive things had their reasons for being expensive. This one's nice. How much is it? Qi Xingxin chuckled and said, 38,800 yuan. This figure was definite, astronomical for Amanor. Qi Xin's intention was to scare Chen Yuan a little. Unexpectedly, Chen Yuan nodded. 38,800. That's not expensive at all. Qi Xin immediately stared at him with wide eyes. 38,800 isn't expensive. For over 90% of adults, this number represented luxury. How many people only earned around 5,000 yuan a month to buy a phone like this? They'd have to save up for a whole year. Luxurious? Yet this half-grown kid actually said it was expensive. Are you really going to buy this one? Qi Xin quickly regained her smile and continued to tease him. Chen Yuan nodded. Yeah, I'll take this one. Qi Xingxin kept smiling and said, then do you have the money for it? I do. More than enough to buy a phone. He'd withdrawn 170,000 yuans in spare cash from his account, enough to buy 4 phones like this one. Qi Xingxin laughed and said, little brother, bragging isn't a good habit. Chen Yuan shrugged, bragging, never brag. As he spoke, he took out his phone and scanned the QR code. Alipay received 38,800 yuans. The sound from the cash register left Qi Xin in a daze. He really bought it, and he did it without hesitation. Just scanned the code and paid. Are teenagers all this generous nowadays? That's 38,800 yuan. That's share of my salary. That's way too straightforward. So straightforward it's hard to believe. How much money must a kid this young have to casually buy a phone worth tens of thousands of yuan? Little brother, you really just paid for it. Chen Yuan smiled and shrugged. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Qi Xin then realized she just said something silly. 38,800 yuan. Who else could it have been if not him? Actually, there's a discount on this phone. The real price is 36,000 yuan. Chen Yuan smiled and said, you can keep the remaining 2,800 yuan as add up. A 2,800 yuan tip. In an instant, Qi Xin felt that Chen Yuan's already handsome face seemed to glow radiant like good-looking. Ray, really? Of course it's real. I never tell lies. Chen Yuan moved the SIM card from his old phone to the new one. Qi Xingxin immediately said, let me put a screen protector on it for you, and I'll get you the other accessories too. Xingxin, quick and deft, soon had the phone all set up. She handed the phone back to Chen Yuan. After taking the phone and the accessory box, Chen Yuan smiled and said, "I went to be having steamed buns for lunch. I'll treat you to geoduck and abalone sometime later. I'm leaving now." Chen Yuan waved the phone and walked out of the mobile phone store. As Xingxin saw him off, she kept thinking about his last sentence. Geoduck and abalone. Why do I get the feeling that it's not just about the food? He's so young, but he knows so much. An adult just got outsmarted by him. Whoa, did I hear that right just now? It seems like God Yuan just made a dirty joke. I feel like he was teasing that pretty lady, but I have no proof. Ha ha ha, you really can judge God Yuan's mindset by the word teenager. This is way too profound. Is there any pretty lady who can explain this to me? You all saw that. Acting like this at such a young age, he'll grow up to be a scoundrel who harms society. Zhang San the outlaw will be his sworn enemy. I think I just saw Zhang San the outlaw. Hasn't he been tricked badly enough yet? He's still yelling nonsense in the live stream. Zhang San the outlaw is a joke. His money is still locked in that Penglai game. He'll probably end up just being a shareholder or something. Ha ha ha, when it comes to any fans, I really admire brother Zhang San the outlaw. He is a tough guy who even works as a coolie just to badmouth God Yuan. Awesome, keep it up. I measure God Yuan will make your life a living hell. After buying the phone, Chen Yuan walked into a nearby computer store. Just like when he bought the phone earlier, the male shop assistant didn't take him for aerial customer at all. Chen Yuan was already used to this. He directly asked for a computer with the highest configuration. He had been a programmer before, so he was extremely familiar with computers. Professional terms rolled off his tongue in no time. This left the shop assistant feeling a little unsure of himself. "Little brother, are you really here to buy a computer?" Chen Yuan said unhappily. "Of course I am. If I wasn't here to buy a computer, did you think I came to swear brotherhood with you?" "Sharp tongue, huh?" the assistant continued. "But I still can't sell it to you, you Ray. Too young." "Too young? Where?" Chen Yuan rolled his eyes, took out his new phone, and called the program team. After sorting that out, the shop assistant hurried to assemble a brand new computer according to Chen Yuan requirements. It's 36,000 yuan in total. The assistant handed over a detailed configuration list. Chen Yuan looked at the list. The assistant was actually honest. He hadn't cut corners or subbed out components just because Chen Yuan was young. As for the price, it was a bit higher than usual, but Chen Yuan didn't care about this little extra money. He simply scanned the code and paid without hesitation. "Do you offer delivery?" Even though it was just 2 blocks away. With his small arms and legs, carrying it back would absolutely exhaust him. The assistant looked embarrassed and said, "We don't deliver. You can hail a taxi outside, and I'll help you carry it over." Chen Yuan slapped 100 yuan bill on the counter. "Do you deliver now?" "Yes, yes." The assistant quickly agreed. 100 yuan for 2 blocks. No matter how you looked at it, it was a good deal. Okay, deliver it then. The assistant drove the boss's car over, carried the computer, and placed it in the car. Chen Yuan sat in the passenger seat. He directed the assistant to drive to his home. Having money is really great. He didn't even blink when buying a top config computer worth tens of thousands of yuan. Why buy such a good computer? Could it be that God Yuan wants to trade stocks on it? Why are you all guessing randomly? Just wait and watch the boxing championship live stream tomorrow noon. Why did God Yuan stop trading stocks? Probably because he has too much money. Think about it. If he invests those tens of millions casually in the stock market, it'll cause a stir. When the assistant parked the car, Chen Yuan turned off his phone. Help me carry this upstairs. The assistant knew that this 100 yuan was easy to earn. Without a word, he carried the new computer up the stairs. Just put it over there. After the assistant set down the computer, Chen Yuan pointed at the old computer and said, "I've already formatted this old computer. If you want it, you can take it back with you. This old computer could still sell for a few hundred yuan." The assistant naturally didn't refuse a free item. "Okay, I'll take it then." The assistant immediately picked up the old computer and went downstairs. Chen Yuan closed the door, walked into the study, and dragged the computer desk into his room. Then he plugged in the new computer and turned it on. After booting up, Chen Yuan downloaded the most popular game in this world. But after playing just 2 rounds, he couldn't help but complain and deleted the game with its shoddy graphics right away. No wonder the gaming industry in this world was losing money everywhere. With graphics like this, it was simply an insult to the word game. Chapter 28 Shocked. The small goal of 100 million yuan was achieved just like that. Chen Yuan angrily turned off the computer. If it weren't for the fact that playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds alone was boring right now, he would definitely have taken the hard drive out of the safe and played a couple of rounds. It was already noon, so Chen Yuan casually ordered takeout and ate a quick meal. "Son, the French team won again. You're amazing." Chen Donglai excitedly patted Chen Yuan's leg. The French team's victory meant his son had made more money, which would ease the pressure of the big challenge even further. Chen Yuan pulled his leg back. "No homework? Today's Saturday, and we have a day off tomorrow. Homework can wait." Chen Donglai was brimming with excitement. He had studied diligently for 6 whole days that week, feeling dizzy and mentally drained each day. Now that he finally had a day off, homework could go to hell. Chen Yuan smiled. "You don't want to do homework, but Teacher Song will come over to supervise you. Besides, I've already arranged 3 tutors for you tomorrow: liberal arts in the morning, science in the afternoon, and homework at night." Chen Donglai's voice trembled. "Son, is that really necessary? I just want my dad to become a dragon, a successful person too." Chen Donglai instantly felt like the end of the world had come. He had finally gotten a weekend But this was what it felt like to be a student. Study tutoring, study tutoring. This is so tough. Dad, there's food on the table, help yourself. Teacher's song will be here soon. After speaking in a mature, steady tone, Chen Yuan turned on his phone and sat on the sofa to browse the news. Chen Donglai's lips trembled non-stop. I am so miserable. Urged by teacher's song, Chen Donglai walked into the study. Chen Yuan, meanwhile, crossed his legs and took a sip of water. Living too comfortably was unnecessary a good thing. If he lazed around like this every day without exercising, his body would grow weak the next morning. Chen Yuan put on sportswear and headed straight for the small park. The park was only about 1 kilometer from their home. Running there, taking a short break, and running back would add up to 2 kilometers, enough to keep him fit. Chen Yuan jogged toward the park, since he hadn't exercised in a long time. Even 1 kilometer was a bit challenging. He ran and walked alternately. By the time he reached the park, he sat on a bench to rest for 10 minutes before turning back. Chen Donglai had already left for school. Chen Yuan sat at the table, ate some breakfast, cleaned up the table, and then settled onto the sofa. God, Yuan, the boxing matches during the day. You have to watch it with us today. Yeah, God, Yuan. We have to watch it together no matter what today. Did you hear? It seems the live stream will undergo maintenance. In 3 days, they'll launch an interactive feature and airword function then, and the official team will also hold an event. Can you be more specific? I don't know the details either. Great. I've been wanting to send gifts to God Yuan for ages. Love the #1 live stream room. Support Li Zuer. Oppose profiteering. Everyone should pay more attention to Wang Mantong in the #2 live stream room. Chen Yuan glanced at the comments, then checked the live stream announcement. Visible only to hosts. The content was roughly the same as what netizens were discussing. An event? Weren't events supposed to happen later? Why the sudden change? Chen Yuan shook his head. It didn't matter how the program team messed around, he could still earn reputation points as long as he participated in the big challenge. He opened his homepage. His follower count had already risen to 800,000. Next, he checked his reputation points. He had used a lot of points the previous day to unlock investment critical hits, leaving him with just over 8,000. Now, his reputation points had increased to 20,145. He decided to hold off on investing for now, at least until the results of today's bet were out. With nothing else to do, he started chatting with netizens. My followers have reached 800,000 now. I'm not exactly a top-tier influencer, but I can still say I've joined the ranks of influencers as an unofficial host. Do you think I've been generous to my fans? The live stream chat immediately flooded with messages. Generous? I watch live streams every day, and I've never seen a host who cares about fans as much as God Yuan does. Other hosts only push product sales, they just want to cut leaks, exploit fans every day. But God Yuan leads us to make money. Others talk about giving benefits, but God Yuan's benefits are real cold. Hard cash in our hands. Chen Yuan nodded as he read the comments. Many fans have been very enthusiastic, and I'm mutually touched. But to prevent haters from hiding among you and taking the benefits I've prepared, I've decided to strictly screen my fans. How will you screen us? God Yuan, I'm your loyal fan. You can check my history. I want to join the private group. I want to hear inside news from God Yuan. Chen Yuan continued after the revamp. The Big Challenge reality show live stream will unlock interactive permissions. At that point, I'll be able to check your comments, fan levels, and join dates in the backend. I'll then create a Group 1 that only true fans can join. Boss, just tell us what we need to do to join. I'll follow God Yuan to the end. Who do you think you are? Acting so arrogant at such a young age. You're just full of yourself. Why create a group? Isn't it fine the way it is now? The kid in the #1 live stream room is getting cocky. Everyone leave. Oppose the group. Oppose privatization. You just got a little popular, and now you're acting high and mighty. Ha ha ha. Chen Yuan is showing his true colors. First a group, then membership. FE's next. All crows are black. There's no host who doesn't exploit fans. I Zhang San the outlaw. Despise hypocrites like Chen Yuan the most. I'd rather work as a coolie than give in. Chen Yuan sneered as he read the comments. Haters could never be eradicated. The benefits he had given out these past few times were generous, and many people had made a lot of money thanks to his predictions. But if they wanted to keep eating meat with him, things needed to be more professional. Separating casual fans, die-hard fans, and haters. Casual fans who had only followed him, or even passers-by who hadn't followed him at all, could forget about getting future benefits. Only true die-hard fans would qualify for investment tips from him. As for haters, Chen Yuan was already being lenient by not ruining them. Many of you are bashing me, but do you think I am the kind of person who swayed by noise? No, I didn't care about your comments at all. So haters and passers-by, don't expect any more investment tips from me in the future. For those who want to follow me now, the time following me gives you preliminary eligibility. As for how to become my die-hard fan, we'll talk about that in a few days. Chen Yuan kept an eye on his follower count in the back end. There were 2.6 million people in the live stream, and their numbers became unstable after his announcement. His follower count, however, surged dramatically. By noon, it had finally broken the 1 million mark. While his follower count skyrocketed, his reputation points grew slowly. This meant many new followers had only followed him for his investment tips, realizing that relying on follower count to earn reputation points was infeasible. Chen Yuan lost interest. He had exercised that morning and now felt sleepy, so he simply took a nap, one that lasted until 3 p.m. After washing his face, he checked his phone and found that the result of the boxing match was already out. Lopez had won against Lomachenko in an upset. He glanced at the live stream comments. And sure enough, many people were talking about the upset. Ha ha ha. I told you following God Yuan means eating meat. From now on, you'll need eligibility to keep eating. So powerful and awesome. God Yuan's awake. Hurry and show us how much money you made this time. God Yuan, I love you like a mouse loves rice. Did God Yuan's earnings hit 100 million yuans? Whoa, it's a myth. From 0 to 100 million in just 7.5 days. Chen Yuan closed the live stream and opened his account. The 36 million yuans inside had now turned into a string of zeros. He counted them. 122 million yuans. Host's funds have reached 100 million yuans. The small goal has been achieved. The system will automatically adjust. Investment return changes. Changes are as follows. 1. The amount of each investment must not exceed 10 million yuans. 2. The reputation points required for investment returns will increase to 2,000 points. 3. There is a small chance of triggering a super investment, for which the system will formulate an investment plan for the host. 4. Due to the system adjustment, the host will automatically receive one super investment opportunity. Chen Yuan understood the adjustment had both pros and cons. The cons were the investment limit, making it harder to double his assets in the future, and the higher reputation point cost. The upside was the new super investment feature. The word super alone meant it would be extra ordinary, and he had even received one free opportunity. Chen Yuan withdrew the 122 million yuans. Activate the super investment. Super investment opportunity used. Generating super investment plan. Plan generated. Step 1. Host must buy Penglai Games stocks on Monday with an investment of no less than 97 million yuans. Step 2 will be unlocked after Step 1 is completed. The system only provided Step 1. Chen Yuan would have to finish it to get Step 2. Alright. He sat on the sofa and took a sip of tea. He could already guess what the system was planning. Shaking his head with a bitter smile, he thought, so what if I can guess the general idea? Would an ordinary person dare to do this? Only the system, with its precise calculations, could guarantee 100% success. Otherwise, how could it be called a super investment plan? Chen Yuan finished his tea and opened the live stream again. What's today's investment plan, boss? Is there an investment opportunity today? Stop showing off. I'm unfollowing you. Everyone unfollow him, this selfish guy deserves to fade away. Trash. I don't even want to be your fan anymore. Go to hell.